Miss can see the recording. Okay, so anybody remembers where we left off last week? We discussed about Krishna and Radharani meeting as babies for the first time. Radharani's eyes were closed and she opened it only when Krishna came to her, and the first person she saw was Krishna, right? So that was their first meeting. So we discussed that, right? And so also we discussed about this Ashtasakis, so the eight principal gopis, who are the close associates of Radha and Krishna, and the greatest devotees of Krishna. Greatest is of course Radharani, then comes Lalita, then there is Vishaka on this side. So Vishaka, Induleka, Rangadevi and Sudevi on your right hand side, and then on Krishna's right hand side or our left hand side, the closest is Lalita, then there is Champakalata, Chitra and Tungavidya. And we said we will discuss about each person, right? And each person has a speciality. So let's read that. So Lalita Saki. So she is the closest companion of Radharani. So there is all these details about who is her father. So bhakti is very detailed. Like each person is not just a character in a story or anything. Like this is a true history of bhakti, where Krishna, when he appeared on the planet, he came with his close associates and they all appeared, and we see that they have all their biodata very clearly written in the scriptures. So her mother is Sharada Devi, her father is Vishoka, her husband is Bhairava, and even the husband, he relationship of the husband is mentioned. So if you want to go deep, there is a lot to learn about each of these wonderful personalities. Her nature is contrary and hot-tempered. Now this is not the hot-tempered of a material person who's angry and always grumpy about something not done right or any of that. So that's not this is a transcendental anger that is liked by Krishna, because somebody has to be angry when he does some trickery or mischief and things like that. So this is everything is to please Krishna. So her services are arranging meetings. She offers she sometimes even offends Krishna for Radha Rani's sake. She carries a parasol, which is the decorated umbrella for the divine couple. She decorates the divine couple with flowers. And who is the divine couple?
Radha Krishna.
Radharani and Krishna.
Yes. So she decorates a cottage where they rest. She brings camphor and tambula beetles to Krishna. So her complexion is yellow complexion, and dress color is with peacock feathers. And she has a pond of her own called Lalitananda Kunja, the color of lightning, which is kind of like the white. And her bhava is Khandita. So Khandita bhava means she's chastising Krishna or arguing with Krishna for being late, and saying that, oh Krishna, you were with somebody else. Why didn't you come earlier? Why were you spending time there? So that is the mood of Khandita that she has. And this mentions there are so many millions of gopis actually, and each gopi has a unique relationship with Krishna, just like all of you. Each person, like Ishwar, Ji has a unique relationship with Krishna, and he can serve Krishna in a way that nobody else can serve. And we don't know that yet. Only when we connect to Krishna and become his devotee, and slowly he'll reveal what is the service that Ishwar in his Swarupa form does for Krishna. So similarly here we are seeing each of these closest devotees are serving Krishna in a special way. So we'll go to Vishaka now, not reading all these details. I'll just read her service. So she dressing and decorating Krishna, joking with Krishna, counselor of divine couple, conciliate an angered lover. These are some of her service. Bribe and quarrel with Krishna. Let's go to Champakalata. She's expert flower fruit root gatherer. So she goes to the forest and get all these beautiful things for Krishna and Radharani. Like Ayana is here. Okay. So she is the leader and protector of trees, creepers, bushes. She's an expert cook, knower of 6 flavors of gourmet cooking. So she is also called Mishta Hasta because her hands are said to be so sweet. Whatever a sweet dish or dessert she prepares is so sweet and nectarian. So she offers a chamara to Radha and Krishna. It's like fanning Krishna and Radha. Her appearance is a yellow champaka flower, and she wears blue jay color. So her complexion is yellowish, and then she wears blue. Okay, and her bhava is Vaska Saja. That means she is the person who always wants to serve by decorating the meeting place of Krishna. So sorry, I didn't read the appearance of Vishaka. Her appearance is very, very fair, lightning complexion, and her dresses have stars on it. So her bhava is Swadhina Bhartrika, Swadhina Bhartrika, and she tames Krishna to satisfy her whim. So whatever she wishes, she is able to get Krishna to do it for her. That is her bhava, that is her mood. And then there is Chitra. She brings cloves and garlands. She understands hidden meaning. She's an expert resolver of lovers' quarrel, expert at making beverages, beautiful drinks for Krishna and Radharani, expert playing music on pots filled with varying degrees of water. You might have all seen that. If you fill the little pots of water with various levels and you tap their opening on top, then you hear different sounds. So she can hit these pots in such wonderful ways that it makes beautiful music. She's well versed in astronomy and astrology. She's expert at gardening. Her complexion is a saffron complexion, the color of kunkuma. So the saffron flower, is red. So kunkuma is also red, right? And her garments are color of crystal. So the white color garments with the red complexion is her appearance.
Prabhuji,
Yes?
Prabhuji, I have one doubt.
Yes.
So, does Lalita wear green color dress?
So she dressed color of peacock feathers. So peacock feather you can see is like it's like a transformative color, like blue and green comes together, and it's very beautiful. Like you can't just say a single color. But don't worry about these details. The quiz won't have this. This is just for you to appreciate the details of each of the different gopis, the 8 sakis. Okay, we finished Chitra. Tunga Vidya. She is good at singing and dancing. She's a music teacher, plays the veena. Uh, Tune of Marga is she made this tune, and she's she's learned in art and sciences. She does fetching water all the time. She arranging political alliances. So sometimes you form groups. So Krishna's group and Radharani's group, and she she serves in diplomatic maneuvers in the art of politics between Radha and Krishna. And her appearance is kunkuma with fragrance of sandalwood and camphor, and dress is yellow. So this gopi has a red complexion with yellow dress, and her bhava is vipra labdha. I didn't put the explanation of that. I'll do that next time. Okay, maybe we will stop here with the 5 gopis. There are 3 more. We'll discuss that later in the interest of time. There are 64 other important gopis, and there are millions of other gopis. So here we discuss these 2 childhood pastimes where Krishna meets Radharani. Next we'll discuss about Durvasamuni's boon for Srimati Radharani. So one day Durvasamuni came, and all the gopis we read about, they ran away because everybody is scared of Durvasamuni. Because if you serve him and there is some small mistake, he gets very angry, and you can even be cursed. But Srimati Radharani did not run away. She wanted to serve the great devotees of the Lord, and she considers herself very humble. So she's willing. She's not afraid of anything. She's very courageous. So when Durvasamuni came, she served him well, and Durvasamuni said, "I'd like some sweet rice," and Radharani cooked beautiful sweet rice with milk and rice and sugar, and she gave it to Durvasamuni. And when Durvasamuni tasted it, he was so happy that he was having such nectarian sweet rice. And he said, "Oh, you are the most beautiful person, and you cooked for me this beautiful sweet rice, which is very delicious. So I'm going to give you a boon that whatever you cook will be always very nectarian, very delicious, and whoever eats what you make will become very healthy, and will have a long life, and will have a lot of fame in their life." So that's how Radharani got this boon, that whatever she cooks will be very, very yummy and tasty. So that is why later we see that Yashoda Mai always wants Radharani to come over to Nanda Maharaj's house and then cook for Krishna, because of this boon, she always wanted to protect Krishna. So she wanted Krishna to have a long life. And I told you, in Vrindavan, they always forget that Krishna is God, and all of them want to take care of Krishna. So they want to give him a long life, a lot of wealth and beauty and fame. So she wanted Radharani to always come and cook for Krishna, because she got this boon. So that is one of the pastimes. Next pastime. So this is going back to when they were little babies. So when Radharani was only 7 months old, that is when Radharani was given her first morsel of rice. So babies, they are given breast milk exclusively for 6 months, and then rice is introduced only for the first time, maybe in the 7th month. Some people do it in the 8th month. But for Radharani, Vrishabhanu Maharaj thought that Radharani is ready to have her first grain. So there's a big ceremony called Annaprashnan. So most of you must have had it as babies. The first time you eat rice. In some some devotees, they go to big temples, so that they will get their first uh, rice on their tongue. So this is a big ceremony. Vrishabhanu Maharaj had got all the big brahmanas to come do the ceremony, and then Krishna and Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, Balram, Rohini, they were all invited. So all of them came, and there was big festivities, and then there was a big feast for everyone. And then Radharani slowly crept where Krishna was eating, and Radharani had a grain from Krishna's plate. So she wanted to eat the prasadam that Krishna was eating. So that's a Mahaprasadam. And then Radharani and Krishna, they were all both little, and they were all both looking at each other, and how they looked at each other, absorbed on each other while the adults were talking and talking about different other matters. It is compared to a bird called chakora. So chakora bird in English is called a partridge, and this bird is known for looking at the moon so lovingly all night. She just, it's like she's drinking the moonlight. She's adoring the moon all the time. So Krishna and Radharani, they both looking at each other is compared to this partridge that is looking at the moon all night. So that is one pastime. So then we'll go to the youthful pastimes of Krishna and Radharani. So there was this one of these pastimes is when Krishna was supposed to meet Radharani, and he was very late. And Radharani said, "Where were you?" And Krishna was saying, "Oh, I had to do this at home. I had to do this." Radharani said, "You don't like me. You are your mother's son." And then Krishna said, "Actually, Radharani, you are more superior than my mother." Radharani said, "You are such a cheat." And like devotees, very close devotees, they can call each other names, but it's not like an enemy is calling. So she's saying, "You are a debauchee." Yeah, meaning a person who is not focused on what he's doing, but he'll do all other things. So she was calling him a debauchee. And Krishna said, no, I'm telling the truth. You have a superior position than even my mother." And then Krishna said, "Okay, I will show you. I will prove this to you." And then this pastime happened. So one evening, Krishna was dancing with Radharani and all the gopis in Vrindavan, and Mother Yashoda was doing something, and she saw this, and she said, "What is my Krishna doing here? He's so tired from grazing the cows and the calves all day, and in the evening you are making him dance. He should take a rest now. You are all just making Krishna too tired." And then Yashodamai said, Yashodamai said this, and then Radharani and other gopis said, "Oh, this is not your Krishna. This is our Krishna. Can't a person or two persons can have the same name? So this Krishna is ours. This is not your Krishna." And Yashodamai said, "Oh, you can't tell me who my son is. I can easily see this is my own son. And just looking at him, my affections for him is just flowing. And I know this is my son." Then the gopi said, "So actually your son is sleeping at your home. Why don't you go there? Or I'll prove to you." And then they said, "Let's go to your house and see your Krishna." And when they went there, they saw there was another Krishna sleeping, Yashodanandan Krishna. It was exactly the same, but he was sleeping there. So now Yashodamai was kind of confused. "Oh, So my Krishna is sleeping and your Krishna is dancing with you. I'm a little confused. So then Yashodamai said, okay, let's take my Krishna and let's make both the Krishnas dance with each other. And that'll be so much fun because your Krishna and my Krishna will dance. It's double the fun. Let's have them dance. And then Radharani said, okay, I'm going to put a little chandanam on Krishna's forehead so that you can understand who is my Krishna and your Krishna. And then both forms of the Lord started to dance. And then while the dance was going on, suddenly Yashoda Krishna merged into Radha Krishna, because the only person dancing was the Krishna with the chandanam on the forehead. And then Yashoda Mai said, "Oh, where is my Krishna?" And Radharani said, "No, I don't know." And then Yashoda Mai started crying. "Oh, what happened to my Krishna? Uh, I only have one son. I'm not like having 5 or 6 sons. Where is my Krishna? I cannot live without him. Uh, and now I don't see him anywhere." And then she fainted. And then Radharani was very scared of what is happening to Yashoda Mai. And Krishna said, "Don't worry, she'll come back." And then when she came back to her senses, when Radharani was saying Krishna, Krishna, Yashodamai woke up hearing the name, and he said, and Radharani told Yashodamai, actually, Krishna is sleeping. He was very tired from the dancing, so Yashodanandan Krishna is sleeping. Um, um, so then Yashodamai was so happy, and she, even being the senior, touched the lotus feet of Radharani, and he went and looked, and Krishna is sleeping there. And then she understood that Radharani is closer and more superior to even her in her relationship with Krishna. And Krishna showed this to the rest of the world, and even convincing Radharani that she is the topmost devotee of the Lord. Okay, now we'll go into our last pastime for today, which is the formation of Shyam Kund and Radha Kund, especially Radha Kund. We sang the bhajan today, right, about Radha Kund, and few of you had forgotten the story of Radha Kund, so we'll come back and discuss this. So when we were discussing the demons that Krishna killed, we had discussed this pastime, but this is connected to the bull demon that Kamsa had sent, and his name was Arishtasura, and he was very very huge, and when he was running, his hoof prints were making such a big hole in the ground also, and he came running, and Krishna, in order to save the Vrajavasis and to liberate this demon Arishtasura, he had given his mercy by killing this bad demon, so that he could have a better life in his next body. And because Krishna killed the bad demon, he even goes to the Brahma Jyoti. He gets liberated. So even killing of
Prabhuji,
Krishna is a mercy. Yes,
Prabhuji,
yes,
Prabhuji, actually, I couldn't hear what you said right now. So could you please repeat it?
yes. So did you hear that the bull demon is also called Arishtasura, and he was sent by Kamsa to hurt Krishna, but all the demons who come are killed by Krishna. And so all I was saying was this bull demon Arishtasura was killed by Krishna. Then in the evening on the same day, Krishna went to play with his friends, with the gopis, and Radharani and the gopis were turning their face away from Krishna and said, "We are not going to play with you. You are full of sin because you killed a bull. Bull is part of the cow family. It's a um, male bull. So it's for killing the bull is very sinful, so we can't play with you. If we touch you, we'll get the sin too. So Krishna said, oh, I really want to play with all of you. What can I do? Then Radharani said, you have to go to all the sacred waters in the world and bathe, so that all your sins will be washed away. So Krishna said, oh, I don't have time to go everywhere, and I really want to play with you. So Krishna, with his heel, he just tapped on the ground and a big tank opened up. And then, in order to serve him, all the tirthas, or all the holy waters from all these special places like Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, all the rivers, they came and filled the tank. And then Krishna jumped in, and he took a bath and came out and said, okay, now I'm pure, and because I've washed away all my sin. And then, now to taunt Radharani and the gopis, he said, oh, now that I am pure, I cannot play with you guys because you are full of sin, since you sided with a bad demon instead of me. So then, okay, then Radharani said, oh, so then what should we do? And so watch what we will do, she said. And she started taking out her bangles, and all the millions of gopis, they started digging.
The millions?
Yeah, there are so many thousands and hundreds of gopis, each having a unique relationship with Krishna. So all of them started their bangles and started making a pond, and they couldn't get too far. They made a little hole, and then they were wondering what to do.
But there are millions of them. How could they make such a little hole?
Yeah, so they made, for the time, they actually started with one of the hoof prints of Arishtasura. So, and with them, they did make the pond, but now they were planning to bring water from Mansi Ganga into Radhakund, and that would take a long time to make a big big line of gopis all the way to Mansi Ganga and pass water and fill the pond. It would take a long time. So Krishna said, why don't you just take some water from my pond? And then Radharani said, oh no, you just washed all your sins in there, so I can't use that water. And then Krishna requested all the rivers to go ask for serving Radharani to her. So all the rivers went and asked the personification. They all became persons and went and asked Radharani, oh divine goddess, who is the topmost supreme personality of Godhead in the female form, we really want to serve you, Devi. So can we become the water of your pond? And then Radharani, of course, being so merciful, let them fill the pond. And Krishna actually took his flute and dug a passage that connected his pond and Radharani's pond. And that's how Shyam Kund and Radha Kund were formed. And even today, these ponds exist. So the one here that looks like a square is Radha Kund, and the one next to it is Shyam Kund. So that's Krishna's pond and Radharani's pond.
Connecting it?
So here in the middle, there's a bridge, but they're connected.
Wait, but I thought Radha Kund was smaller than Shyam Kund.
It's just a picture, and this is closer, so it probably looks bigger. But actually, the Radha Kund is a lot bigger than what they dug, because when they emptied this pond for cleaning, they found another small pond inside this little pond, and it's called Kangana Kund. So it means bangle pond. So that bangle pond is also within this Radha Kund. So let's and then there is this festival where everybody comes and take bath in this holy water. It's called Bahulashtami, and it's in the Kartika month that comes later in the year during the Diwali time. So all of you, if you get a chance, you should go to Vrindavan and see this most holy pond of Radharani called Radha Kund. Okay, with that said, let's go into the Kahoot for today. Does anybody have any questions?
Prabhuji, so actually Krishna took a bath at Shamkut in order to wash away all his sins, right?
Yes, yes, yes. And then after this pastime, Krishna said his favorite pond is Radha Kund. And so
No, what I think what Ishwaraji is trying to say that he took a bath, and now since he took a bath in there, it's not that holy anymore because he put all his sins in there.
oh no. Actually, it's like if you take dirt out of your house and put it outside, like the dust, does the earth become dirty? Doesn't. So similarly, the pond did not get dirty. It was just them taunting each other, but both of them, Shamkund and Radhakund, are very spiritual ponds that Krishna used to take bath after this incident in Radhakund, and Radharani always took bath in Shamkund. So they're both adjacent to each other, and their pastimes happening every time adjacent to these ponds. So both of them are spiritual ponds. So why don't you join?
I don't know.
What? Okay. So the pin is 2235897. 2235897. Yeah, we'll finish before 10:30. Okay. Somebody is a ... And then Ishwarji has joined. So, is this a good time to have a class? Is because not many devotees joined today, and because the time change, I guess. But yeah, next week we'll go back to the original time then, because maybe the other time works better for everyone.
Wait.
Okay. Okay, Hare has joined. Okay, let's start. Okay, first question. Which Muni sage visited Srimati Radharani and Sakis and gave her a boon? Narada Muni, Durvasamuni, Vishwamitra Muni, Parashara Muni. Yes, Durvasamuni. Usually Durvasamuni is known for giving curses. This time for Radharani.
Who's the mad one?
Durvasamuni. Okay, second question. What was the boon given by Durvasamuni to Srimati Radharani? Best cook, best beauty, best athlete, best courage. Best cook. All of you got it right. Hari bol. Okay. How old was Srimati Radharani when she had her first morsel of rice? 1 year, 1 month, 7 months, 10 months. Yes, 7 months. Remember, he said for 6 months, most babies they only have breast milk, and then they have their first rice when they are like in the 7th month. Okay. Krishna and Radharani looking at each other as babies is compared to which bird? A crow, a swan, a pigeon, a partridge. He discussed a bird that looks at the moonlight and looks at the moon very lovingly, and that's the partridge, Chakora partridge. Okay, true or false? Radharani has a more superior position than Yashoda Mai according to Krishna. True or false? True. Yes, Radharani's love for Krishna is at a higher level. And Krishna proved it with the incident. Yashoda Mai cried and touched Radharani's feet to return Yashoda Nandan Krishna. True or false? Yes. Krishna did this to just prove to Radharani that of a higher position. Appearance of Shyamkund and Radhakund celebrated on Gopashtami, Bahulashtami, Radhashtami, Janmashtami. It's Bahulashtami. Very good. So what was used to make Radhakund? Spoons, shovel, rings, bangles. The gopis took what to dig a hole? Yes, bangles. Very good. That's why there's okay. Question. Radhakund is the most sacred place in the universe. True or false? True. Very good. 10th question. Which pond exists within Radhakunda? Shyam Kunda, Manasi Ganga, Kankana Kunda, Akrura Ghat. Yes, it's Kankana Kunda. Shyam Kunda is adjacent. Kankana Kunda is like 16 feet by 20 feet inside Radha Kunda. Only when they emptied Radha Kunda, they found a little small pond within a pond. And it's called Kankana Kunda because the bangles were used to dig that hole. Okay, second last question. How did Krishna create Shyam Kunda? With his hand, with his mace, with his heel, with his flute. Yes, with his heels. He just stepped and made a big tank. Okay. Next question. After killing which demon did Krishna create Shyamkunda? Putana, Chakadasura, Trinavarta, Arishtasura. Yes, Arishtasura, the bull demon. Okay, let's see who is on the podium. Third place goes to Radha Chaitraji, Hari Bol. Second place goes to Ishwarji. And first place goes to Hare or Ayana. Okay, so congratulations to all the winners and everybody who played as a winner. So thank you for taking your time to come today. Vancha kalpata rupascha kripa sindhupya evacha patitanam pavanepyo vaishnavepyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious Sunday and have a great week. And then see you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Bye.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Have a
Hare
wonderful
Krishna. Hari Bol.
Hi, my